Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Chaffee. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. A new work week has begun, and we are going to see some interesting developments this week. We have a cold front that is approaching from the northwest, and there's a lot of rain with it, although much of the rain is going to get hung up before it reaches the coastline as the front weakens. We also are going to see a low developing off the southeast coast of the United States, probably evolve into some sort of gale center as it moves northeastward. And we are going to be on the cool side after today because of a high to the north and an onshore flow. So everything this week says autumn, and we look at the longer term, it says autumn continues. The weather pattern is set up for air masses to continue to come down out of Canada and for cooler air to dominate much of the time. So let's get going with regards to what's happening this morning. And here's a satellite loop this morning. You see the clouds that are out to the west across Pennsylvania, the brighter white cloud tops in upstate New York. So that's where the rain is. The cloud cover extends to the coast, but you get down into southern New Jersey southward, probably going to get a little bit of sunshine in the mix today before the front gets a bit closer. And then also want to point your attention to what looks like low pressure now starting to develop east of the Florida coast. A little bit of a turning here, not seeing a low-level circulation yet, but certainly there could be something at mid-levels, and it is pushing northward. This is part of the process of getting a storm to get underway off the coastline, and that is going to be sitting just offshore pretty much for the rest of this week. So how close it gets to the coast will determine how much rain we have. Now, the radar is busy this morning out to the west, and it's moving northeastward, only very slowly sliding to the east, as you can see. It's just kind of inching there, so there's really not a whole lot going on when you get into New Jersey, down into southeastern Pennsylvania, over into Maryland, and then extending up into southern New England. But as the day goes on, we're going to see the eastern edge of this push further and further east. It may take all day for that to happen, so I'm thinking that for the immediate coast anyway, it may not see much of any rain until tomorrow, until the evening hours. But if you're in western New Jersey and points westward into southeast PA, south central PA, northeast PA, down into Maryland, and also in the Hudson Valley and into northwestern Connecticut, you'll probably start to see some rain move in later on this afternoon. So here we go with what the models are doing with this. You can see by this evening, the edge of the rain gets to about the coast. I'm going to just switch this over to the actual radar because I think that's a little more useful. Here it is at 1 o'clock this afternoon. So you see where the eastern edge of the rain is. It's still not quite into western New Jersey, but then by 8 o'clock this evening, we finally have that rain reaching the coastline. And that area of rain tends to weaken as we go through the overnight because the front is falling apart, and now we're seeing this low that is starting to develop off the southeast coast of the United States with rain extending northward. So I think this is going to keep us in clouds for tomorrow, and then it's just going to be a matter of how far north and west does that rain shield get as the low lifts northward. The overnight models were not quite as robust or as deep with this as we've seen over the last couple of days, but the bottom line is this is going to be sitting off our coastline all week long. So we're going to have to watch to see. I think for coastal areas, we're going to probably wind up seeing some rain out of this. This is sort of how I have it lined up in terms of impacts from Tuesday through at least Thursday. As you go just north and west of the coast, it may north and west of that green line. It's probably going to be nothing more than just lots of clouds, and then clouds with some on and off rain as you head south and east, and right along the immediate coast. Particularly in the latter part of the forecast period, as we head over into Tuesday, towards Thursday, the back end of this week. That's when I'm thinking we're going to see rain, wind, and some coastal flooding. And there might even, we may see fringe gales touching the coastline here out of this. And with respect to precipitation here into tomorrow, again, notice amounts are pretty light along the coast. Amounts of about 3/4 of an inch to an inch or so, mostly inland. And there will be then some additional rain to add to this later on this week as this whole system evolves. And as far as temperatures are concerned, we're going to see high temperatures today that are going to be mostly in the 70s and middle to upper 70s, maybe even near 80, southern New Jersey southward. But then after today, it's just a sea of 60s everywhere because of the onshore flow and the cloud cover and the possibility of some rain. Wednesday into and Thursday look like 2 days where we're talking about temperatures maybe in the low to mid 60s, and then that continues for Friday, and it's pretty much area wide. So this is what we're looking at with respect to the outlook for this week. It's going to be hard to squeeze out sunshine this week between the weather front that's coming through now and the low that's going to be offshore. We should mention really quick, the Hurricane Center is still indicating a 30% chance that the system off the East Coast could require subtropical characteristics at some point. I don't think it makes any difference in terms of the outcome. And then there's a system further out to the east that might become a tropical depression or a tropical storm down the road. However, that system will wind up getting absorbed by the one that's closer to the coast anyway. So it's just now we're kind of at the point where we're seeing just names getting crossed off the list as we begin to see hurricane season wind down. It's not over yet, but we are seeing it wind down. So that's it for Weather in 5 today, folks. We'll see you tonight on our live stream at 7 o'clock on YouTube. And also remember, download my free weather app, the Meteorologist Joe Chaffee app. It's on Google Play or on the App Store. It's free, and you can follow all the weather along all day long on your mobile device in a very easy, convenient way. Have a great day.